Well, with skateboards coming to Riders Republic in Season 8, 2 seasons from now, we need to focus on some stuff in the in-between. The May community update was just released, so let's dive into what is new in the game now and what we can look forward to in Season 7. Welcome back to the Riders Report.
Before we get started today, we want to recognize our existing YouTube members. A special thank you goes out to executive producers Bonecrusher2D, Coach 34, and my mom, co-producers Captain Snowbeard and Kelavepa, and our fans and Fans Plus.
If you'd like to become a member for as low as 99 cents a month and help support our channel, you can hit join below to learn more about perks like early access to the Riders Report, emojis and badges, a members only video per month, sneak peeks, and more.
In just 2 weeks, we will have Ubisoft Forward on Monday, June 12th. We still don't have a date or what games we'll be seeing, but we are hoping to hear some more from Riders Republic and hopefully see some replay mode in action. But before we get there, we did get the May community update in the last week of May from Ubisoft over on Reddit, so let's dive into all of the changes we'll see in the game.
Yeah, big shout out to our community managers, Ubisoft, again dropping a community update, this time for the month of May in the year 2023. So let's dive into it. Not a big revolutionary community update, but still some very important facts, some important details that should improve the game overall.
And the first one, very small, Riders Republic will be available on Steam. Congrats to PC players who love purchasing on Steam instead of Uplay and all the other platforms. It's there now. There's not much in the new patch, but there's a few bug fixes. And they mentioned that one of the main questions following the release of the roadmap last month was what's coming in the near future with the new onboarding and new career progression. So that's what they released here in the May community update. First, there's a new onboarding to the game, so you won't have this extremely long tutorial where you're following around. Well, you might still be going around the ridge, but it won't be the hour-long tutorial at the start of the game. This will help with new players coming in. They're also changing some of the dialogue too to reflect what's in the game now because we have way more sports than at launch.
Yeah, this onboarding process, I mean, for us at least, and for some early adopter content creators around Riders Republic, that was such just a hassle. When the game launched, we had a beta, had to do the intro. You got the other beta, you had to do another intro. Then you bought the game and you had to do an intro there. Then we got it on Steam and guess what? We had to do another intro. Well,
and then I installed it at the hospital and had to do the whole tutorial so that they didn't have to do the tutorial too.
I completely forgot about that because I was thinking about when we went to Ubisoft Forward last year in September up to Montreal and the Riders Republic booth, the demo was set up on one of the PCs in the corner and we sat down ready to play, ready to show all of the other creators what we had, and we had to go through the intro again. So needless to say, you and I are sick and tired of the onboarding, not for what it is, just for how long and tedious it was to get through. And yeah, it doesn't really ring true to where the game is now. It was great at the beginning, but getting in there and doing some tweaks to kind of update it and bring it to life in this year and this time where the game is headed makes a ton of sense. I haven't dug through yet. I haven't seen anyone. I haven't seen any capture of this yet, but maybe I'll restart the game so I can run through it just one more time.
I don't know if you can easily unless you put it on a new platform. I saw people commenting below like they would do that so that they could play through the game again, but it's not possible since it's saved in the cloud in Ubisoft. The big change though too is that once you go through the shorter tutorial, all of the sports are unlocked for you. It seems like you can use anything that you don't have to pay for in the wheel, and it will give you the first event in each sport around the map. So instead of having to do BMX first, do a couple challenges, then go skiing, then back to wingsuit, you can just pick what you want to do and start from there.
Well, and the map is going to be less populated as well. So whenever you first launch the game, you see what there is to do. It's not going to be as much as you were used to from the initial intro and the initial onboarding, which is going to allow players to just kind of find their own path. I did feel like the first onboarding process kind of tried to push you in a couple different directions, whereas now it feels like they're taking a more laid back approach, letting you build the game and your career how you want it to go and how you want it to start. I do like that.
It's also helpful with new people playing because you would have to go through an hour of learning first. And one of our friends, Mikey, when he downloaded the game, all he wanted to do was wingsuit next to me. And it took him an hour to get through the tutorial before he could get the wingsuit. And I had to explain, you have to do the bike event, then you have to do the ski event, then you get the wingsuit, but then you're probably going to have to do this event, and then you can join multiplayer. So it will shorten up all of that process. And the other change it brings with that too is the career progression for the sports. Formerly, well, still, I guess this is all season 7 changes. When you are doing the bike career, as you get bike XP, it would unlock more events, so you could have multiple events unlocked in your career. Mm-hmm. The new change, when you get that first bike career event, you have to complete that, and then you unlock the next bike event. And then when you complete that, you unlock the next bike event. So they're making it a little more streamlined. That'll make it so you don't have 100 events on the map and you've only done 5 and you have no clue where to go next. And then it seems like they'll be giving out some different rewards for the XP too. So you'll actually get some helmets, it looks like, and some other stuff as you gain XP. So even if you only do one event, you'll still earn stuff.
Yeah, this really speaks to my play style as well, and I really appreciate this progression update because we've talked about it before. You know, I need a game that locks me in, that sucks me in. Okay, I completed this. What's next? Can I go back and replay it? Of course you can, but just unlocking one new event gives me a clearer path. It lets me focus on where the next step is instead of going, oh, cool, there's 5. And then I ride 3 and I get distracted, go do dishes, whatever, come back and go, where did those other 2 go? Because everything is splattered across the map. So yeah, this is, I mean, all of this is catered towards new players, and it really feels like this is just preparation for that next wave of players that Skateboard is going to bring in 2 seasons time. But this is going to be good for us as well, for folks who haven't already completed everything there is to do in the game.
Yeah, and it also mentions if you've already unlocked events, this change won't take them off of the map. Mm-hmm. It just won't add any more until you complete them all, and then you'll get the next events afterwards. So it shouldn't have an impact for you now if you've already unlocked certain events, which is nice to see too.
Yeah. And lastly, the last big point of the May update was live events, and the fact that 2 new live events will be posted every week to bring new experiences to the Ridge. So I know you have been able to jump in. I've been traveling for the holidays here in the States, but you've had some time to jump in and kind of see what there is to see. So what are your thoughts?
It's nice so far. I do have comments, but there are 2 live events that will take you to events that are already in the game, but with different twists. So the one they mentioned is the FOR group hacking an event to give it their own little twist, which I think we mentioned at some point. Mm-hmm. Now they have the leaderboards, so you can go see who is at the top, what you have to beat. My biggest gripe with them is that I tried the racing event. I actually did both, and it might be in the background right now. You have to go to the live event on the map, which is easy to find. It's big, bright, colorful, says live. And then when you choose the single player, the versus, or the leaderboard, it doesn't tell you which one to choose. So I was doing single player thinking that's what I have to do. Played that 3 times, and then realized, went back, read the post online, you have to choose the leaderboard version. And it doesn't highlight that at all when you're on the event and choosing which version. Once you do that, then you can see the weekly leaderboard. You can pick a ghost to kind of compare yourself to, but I couldn't see the ghost in the race either. So I didn't see how far behind I was from the actual leader in the event. And then the only way to see that leaderboard is to go back to that event, go back to the leaderboard version or ranked, and then pick your bike, and then it shows up. While at the Ridge, there's a tower that says live events, and you go to it, the yellow box that's highlighted where you know to stand and click through a menu, and it just brings up a menu that says you can go play live events. You go to the map, do this. So you can't even see the leaderboard anywhere except the event itself. So it would be really nice to have a page where you could go see the 2 live events, see where you rank based off of the rest of the people, and then right from there, jump into the event itself, straight to the live version and not to the other one.
Right. I know I think I'm saying facts here. I don't think I'm making this up. That has been the case for leaderboards since they launched, like since beta, and they never fixed that one element where you can only see them when you are directly in that event, ready to ride that line, whatever it may be. That's still super clunky. And, you know, again, we have 2 seasons. They're trying to push more of these leaderboards, more live events. They're going to get more data. They're going to be able to accommodate and prioritize what needs to be fixed before that big wave of skateboarders infiltrates the game. But yeah, that does sound a little clunky. I want to ask you about the groups, the FOR group hacking one of those events. Not sure if you played that specific one or not. But did you see anything dramatic, like anything drastic changed in that event?
I'm trying to think of the first one. I don't remember too much. It might have been the bike that you got to ride. It gave you one single bike. Maybe some of the theming. I didn't stand out to me.
I was going to say, was it enough to build lore off of?
I wasn't looking for it, so no.
Okay. All right.
The one thing I did like about live events, though, is that it does give me a reason to kind of come back. I didn't see anything about rewards. I know they want to tie the weekly challenges to those a little bit more, but I really like this system in Gran Turismo where they have weekly time trials on 3 maps each week. And if you finish in the top 10% of the world, you get 250,000 credits. If you finish in the top 5%, you get 1 million credits. And if you finish in the top 2%, you get 2 million. So you get a reward for competing, but then you also get a reward for actually getting into the top 10. And top 10% is pretty hard to do. So it like kind of reinforces that. So a system similar to that would be nice, where you get a special perk or a special hat or something if you finish in that top 10%.
Yes, some kind of tier metric to keep the competitors hungry. you have to keep pushing that carrot down the road, or else everyone's going to stop running. But yeah, the live events do seem promising. Seems like something that could really be built out and really turn into a mainstay for the game. Like you said, it forces you, or you're more inspired to jump back in the game just to do something and kill some time to see what that weekly event is. We will be getting more content every week, along with twists to surprise you. Don't know what that means, but we do know that weekly challenges will also be added in conjunction with the live events. So there's going to be more than just go ride that line. There are going to be other XP and different coin collection. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm sorry. I blacked out right in the middle of that sentence. Is there anything else? Any other thoughts on the May community update?
Only thing, it seems like they're pushing a little more into having weekly themes, which we wanted to see, where they have events, challenges, and rewards all kind of tied together, and just making it easier to achieve those and giving people more of a reason to come back and play old events.
Big things. Big changes here in the game. Let us know what you think about the May community update, and what you think about the FOR group and these new live events down in the chat. I'm not going to lie. I lost a lot of steam at the end of that main topic, and I feel like I let you down, Mitch. I feel like I let the listeners, our executive producers, your mom, my dad, I feel like we let everyone down here. I'm sorry. I apologize. We'll be better in the next one. Episode 79. We're not going to mess around. But before we go, we do have one rider who never lets us down, and that rider is in the game pipe again with an immaculate vibe. Looks like in a church. It's Ian Hawk BMX.
Yes, he's playing around with more BMX games and just crushing it. That's every single time, so we'll let him play out the rest of the episode.
Thank you so much for joining us for episode 78, a clunky episode 78 out of our first 100 guaranteed episodes. A special thank you goes out to those people who continue to fund this channel even after episodes like this. Executive producers Bone Crusher 2D, Coach 34, Mama Bell, co-producers Captain Snowbeard, Killa Vapor, and our fans and Fans Plus.
If you want to become a member just like them, help support our weird videos that we're putting out at this point, you can hit join down below and get the cool perks that they get, like emojis, badges, early access, sneak peeks, other videos, and more. It just says more. You can also subscribe, and you'll find our Riders Republic show every single Wednesday, 9 a.m. Our TFG competitions, which will come back when replay mode is in the game, so we're putting it on that, and the occasional other video we do.
Yeah, we may also be getting another interview from the studio. We don't have anything on the books yet. Nothing's confirmed. This is just like we asked the studio if we could have another interview. So we're at that stage in the process. So if anyone wants to comment below and encourage Ubisoft to send us another developer for another interview on the channel, please, by all means, let them know. Thank you so much for joining us again for another episode of the Riders Report. We'll see you back here, same place, same time, next week for the next one. Until then, I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see you on the slopes.